episode 22. And this episode is going to be the start of the Champions League journey for this season. Obviously in the last episode, I think it was, we saw the draw of the group stages. So we've reached the first game, which is a home game against Borussia Dortmund. Before we get into that, if you're enjoying this series, my content in general, please feel free to drop a like on it, drop a comment, and if you could subscribe as well, that would be great. But we'll get on to the actual episode now, because I want to keep this one a little bit short and sweet. It's just going to be the one game today, which is the Dortmund game, like I said. Last time out we played Zerka in the league, comfortable 5-0 win. We played one game since then, which was against Shakhtar Donetsk, and we did actually draw that game 1-1. We went 1-0 down, I think quite early in fact. I know it wasn't, it was after 38 minutes, but we played our usual game, dominated it quite well, but we just couldn't really make the breakthrough. We got the leveller on 64, that man Vizeu again, but we couldn't find a winner. Wasn't a particularly rested team, in fact it wasn't really rested at all. It was as strong as I could do in terms of what I had available to me. Obviously Romero, you can see that, I think he went off injured in that game. Tyson's still injured. We've got a couple of injuries in the squad. Cerner played at right back, I think, because Butko was suspended, and Samba was in for Leo, who obviously was suspended as well, I believe, but also when he stepped in had played a lot better than Leo. So we'll jump into the game now today, see what we're going with. So we're going for the usual system here. I have, like I said, in the league I have been trying to trial out the 4-4-2 that if you saw my Creators Cup game, I did bring that out in the second half of that. I'm trying it on offline, have a little few tweaks. Same one here as well in the Ukraine League, tweaking it for that a little bit. Still a bit of a work in progress, but it's coming along quite nicely. But team-wise, nothing too surprising really. So the back four is the same as it has been pretty much for the last year and a bit, this season and a bit certainly, apart from the injury and whatever, and rested that team, it's the main back four. Butko comes back in at right wing back. Leo is reinstated to left wing back, but we do have Samba on the bench if we need him. We've got Fred and Mateus Fernandes in the middle, and we've got Vizeu and Baraki flanking Paulinho in the striker positions. Obviously we have, like I mentioned, got Romero out. He shouldn't be out for too much longer, I don't think. And we've got some good options on the bench as well. In fact, no, we'll keep the keeper on the bench. I was going to take the keeper off, but we'll keep him there. So we'll jump into the game now. We are home to Dortmund. I think the toughest team in our group, although obviously we've got Porto as well, which is never an easy match. They're going with a 4-1-2-2-1. Aubameyang playing out wide. Again, obviously, if you saw my Creators Cup, I did pick Aubameyang. He wasn't my choice, and I just kind of got a bit flustered in the draft a bit and picked players that weren't in my thinking beforehand, and yeah, it just didn't. Obviously, didn't come out too well. But like I said, go check out that video. It was a great match against Borussia FC. Great contest. Unfortunately, without giving away too many spoilers, I mean, obviously it was a big spoiler. I'm about to say we lost, but there was a lot that went on in that game. But go check it out. Check out his video as well for his just for his version of it. But we do go 1-0 down after 11 minutes, and it's Pulisic set up by Aubameyang, who we just mentioned was shunting it out to the right. We have had a shot, but we're not really doing too much. Vizeu here, Fernandes, Baraki out to Butko, and Baraki, well, in 4 minutes we have equalised here. Baraki with a great goal. So Fernandes there, great little slide ball through. Baraki plays it out wide to Butko, he plays it in, headed across by Vizeu, and to a really tight angle there. Baraki makes a great finish, and we're back in the tie. And after that first 15 minutes of sort of madness, nothing else has happened. There's been no highlights, there's been no real action of note, and we're gonna just go into half time here with a bit of a mad 15 minutes and not much else. Who else is in our group? It's Legia Warsaw, who are losing to an own goal to FC Porto. Vasilevsky, I think he used to play for Leicester if I'm not mistaken. He did. He's now at Legia Warsaw. So we were going to do the team talk. We'll let the assistant do that. It's not great, but now we are being overrun in terms of shots, things like that. So we're not showing that with quite a position to be competing. I mean, I wouldn't even put Dortmund at the top of the top teams. Obviously, they're the top seed in this group, but I wouldn't say they're above certain other teams. And Vizeo comes close there, but we're not getting. Oh, I think he's off. Oh. It's games like this, it's things like this that happen that are really the difference between us doing something and not. Cerna's going to have to come on here for the strikers. Mourinho's hooks off for Cerna, and that is probably going to be the difference between us getting a point here at least, maybe two, or three, and probably now getting 0, because they are the dominant team here. Probably what we would have wanted, we've kind of flown here to 75 minutes with not much happening. And Vizeo here, can he do something? Ratkeep, wow, 2-1 with 10 men. And I'm going to do something now that I don't often do in these situations, and I'm going to shut up shop. We're not going to go completely. Go to a counter attack, we'll bring that down. Team instructions, we'll retain possession. Now we're going to be more disciplined. And I think that will drop the line down a little bit deeper. Take the offside trap off. Keep that as it is. Stay on feet. I'll do that and see if that can just keep us tight for the last 15 minutes of this game. We are coming forward again. Leo having a good little spell here, but he is out of position if they manage to break, but we give it back, then we give it away stupidly, and we are punished. Caught out of position, and it's Leo again who's caught out of position. But it's a terrible pass there from the centre back. Pulisic just slips around Done, and the keeper's on the floor before he's even hit it. I mean, that's a terrible effort. And Porto, as it stands, the tactical changes didn't even take place. The highlights started before. So we'll still stick with them because we, a 2-2, 10 men probably isn't. Oh, done it again. It's just another silly pass, and we lose this game from here. Still coming. They're sending their keeper forward, so they're really going for the win here by the looks of it. But a 2-2 draw, okay, at home isn't great, but against Dortmund, toughest team in the group. We'll leave Porto top, but who are our next opponents away from home, but I can deal with that to a degree. It's just these silly passes that are just going wayward, and they're just really hurting us. And they're still coming forward. They are swimming us. They are going for the jugular here. They're trying to get the win. They're not happy with the draw, but we certainly are with 10 men. Come forward again. Kiota gathers, and that's a great claim. But it's a short ball out, and it's a short ball followed by a long ball that just goes absolutely nowhere. What has happened there? I do hate this game sometimes. That's the sort of goal that if we were 2-2 against 10 men, taking that chance, that is not dropping our way. That does not happen. Oh, that is a terrible. What a terrible way to end the game. It's all come down to the red card. Okay, look at the shots, but I mean, they're playing against 10 men. We still gave a very good counter service. If we can just snatch something here, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I think that's the end of the game. Can we whip it in? Giving them a free kick. And we've lost the game. I mean, at this stage, it's very hard pressed for us to even get out of this group, because Porto are a tough team. That's a second red card for Gutko, isn't it? He's had one recently, and he's just putting us under all sorts of pressure. It may be a possibility that we look at bringing Cerna back in, and we look at those Legia Warsaw games now as vital. We've got Porto away next, which will be the next episode, 23, in 2 days' time. Yeah, not great. So we'll regroup for that and see if we can get a victory against Porto or something out of the Porto game, and try and progress in this Champions League group. So until then, I'll see you later.